In our first example, so we have x squared minus 7x equals 0. Okay, for our solution, para sa given na yan, so we have x. No, we have to get the factor. So, lalabas ko muna sa x dyan. At sa loob naman ng parenthesis, ngayon lalagyan ko muna ng equal 0 sa kabila. Sa loob ng parenthesis, ang may iwan dyan ay x minus 7. So, bakit? Dahil kapag dinistribute ko si x dun sa loob ng parenthesis, ang lalabas ng tunay na equation. Okay, so sa left side ng equation, i-equate ko yan kay 0. Ganun din sa right side ng equation para makuha ko yung mga x value ko. So, yung left side ay x, yung right side ay x minus 7. So, we have here x minus 7 equals 0. And then, when I add 7 both sides, and we will cancel negative 7 doon sa tabi ng x at ang matitira dyan ay 7 na lang sa right side. Okay, so dito, we have two solutions. So, now, if you want to check if our solutions are correct, no? So, ang gagawin natin for our checking, so we will let x equal 0 and 7. So, let's first 0 muna. So, substitute ko yan dun sa original equation. Ayan, so meron ako ditong ganitong equation. Then, 0 squared minus 7 times 0. Yes, that is 0 is equal to 0. Okay, correct yan number 1 natin. So, for the next one, we have 7. If x is equal to 7, then we have in the original equation, 7 squared minus 7 times 7. And that is equal to 0. And 49 minus 7 times 7 is 49 as well. Equals 0. Then we have 0 equals 0. So therefore, we conclude that our solutions are correct. For the next example, we have 25x squared plus 10x plus 1. So equals 0. Then we have to find first the term. Okay, so yan ang gagawin natin. So these are the term. So for the first term, we have 25x squared. And for the second term, we have 10x, yung middle term natin. At yung panghuling term naman, or yung third term, meron naman tayong 1. Okay? Just 1. Now, as we go through, we want to find the solutions of this equation. So, let me have this method. So, ang tawag sa method na to ay box method. So, sa loob ng box method, hahatiin ko yan sa 4 na portion. Meron tayong 4 squares. Okay? So, ilalagay ko ngayon yung first term dito sa upper left corner, yung 25x squared. And then dito naman sa lower right corner, meron ako ditong 1. So, ngayon, ang next step naman natin. So, ang gagawin natin for our second step, so we will have to get the product, or we need to get the product of the first and the third term. Ayan, so yung first term natin is 25x squared, and then yung last term naman natin is 1, and that will result to 25x squared. Okay? So after that, ang kailangan naman natin gawin ay hanapin natin yung factor ni 25x squared na kapag pinag-add naman natin, okay, lalabas ang middle term. Let's try another one. This one is at 1x. 25x squared divided by 1x is 25x. Ayan. So, when we add the 2, is that equal to 10? So, that is my question, and that is not. Okay, so hindi sila equal sa 10, so hindi natin pwedeng gamitin si 1x and 25x. Okay, let's try another one. We have 5x. 25x squared divided by 5x. Ayan, so meron tayo dyang lalabas na 5x. Okay? So, is that equal to 10x? And yes, it is. Okay, so tama yan. So, lalagay natin yan sa mga remaining squares natin dun sa loob ng box. Okay, so now, as we move on, so now we get the factor of the columns and the rows. Let's start first with the column. So for the column number 1, we have 25x squared and 5x, and the common factor is 5x. For the column number 2 naman, ang common factor nila ay 1. So, ayan, papalitan ko muna ng color for the rows naman. 25x squared and 5x, ang common factor ay 5x. At ang common factor naman ng 5x and 1 is 1 as well. Okay, so ayan, meron na tayong na-complete na natin yung ating steps dito sa box method. Okay, for the top view of the box, we have 5x plus 1. Okay, ilalagay ko yan sa left side ng equation. At for the left view of the box, we have 5x plus 1. Nasa right side naman ng equation yan. And then we have equals to 0. Okay, so sa left side muna tayo. So 5x plus 1. So, to find the x, no? So, as you can see, the same naman yung left and right. Or, ito naman yung right. So, 5x plus 1 din. So, I think we have the same solution. And our x here is, ayan. At magsusubtract ako ng 1 both sides. And then, i-divide ko yan sa 5. Both sides din. Okay? Para mahanap natin yung x. Okay, so yan muna, 5x minus 1 equals to negative 1. Okay, so as we go on, it will become x is equal to negative 1 over 5. Okay, and that is our solution for these two sides of equation. So negative 1 over 5. Now, if you want to check it, so let's just input the x value to the original equation. So we have 25 times negative 1 over 5 squared plus 10 times negative 1 over 5 plus 1 and equals 0. Okay, so yes, that is equal to 0 kapag chinek natin. And kapag kinalculate natin yung equation na yan. Okay, so that is our example number 2. Okay, so our third example is 18x squared minus 39x equals 15. So as you can see, kailangan ko munang i-subtract both sides by negative 15 para malipat ko si 15 sa left side. Okay, so now I cancel 15 to the right side. So we have 18x squared for the first term. And for our second term, we have negative 39x. Ayan, so 39x yan. And for our third term, we have negative 15. And that is equal to 0. Now, let's see if we have common factor with these three leading coefficient. 18, negative 39, negative 15. Okay, so 3 is the common factor of the three leading coefficient. 18 divided by 3, that is 6x squared. Negative 39 divided by 3 is negative 13x. Negative 15 divided by 3, that is negative 5 only. Okay, and that is equal to 0. Okay, yung green na number 3 na yan, mariremove yan kapag dinivide natin both sides. So the remaining equation is 6x squared minus 13x and minus 5 equals 0. Okay, nawala si 3. So ngayon, let's apply the box method in this equation. So let me draw a box here and a little box and with 4 sides. I know that is 4 squares pala, no? So now let me write 6x squared and negative 5 dito sa box natin. So yan. And negative 5 para naman sa lower right corner. Okay, so nakuha na natin yung first step. And for the next step ng box method naman, we have to get the product of the first and the third term. Okay, yung first term naman natin ay 6x squared at yung third term ay negative 5. Ang product nila kapag pinag-multiply natin is negative 30x squared. Okay, so now, let us get the factor of negative 30x squared na ang sum ay negative 13x. So let's see, let's find those numbers. Okay, so let's try sa unang number muna. We have 1x times negative 30x to become negative 30x squared. So when we add this, and that is not equal to negative 13x. So hanap pa tayo ng iba. How about 2x minus 15x? Bakit negative yung mas malaking number? Dahil yung middle term natin dito ay negative number. Now, tama yung dalawang yan. So, we have 2x and negative 15x is equal to negative 13. So, isulat natin yan dito sa box natin at sa squares natin. So, once again, pwede magkabaliktad yan. Okay, let's get the common factor of the columns. Okay, so we have negative 5 for the first column. Yes, that is. For the second column, we have 2x. Okay, so now for the rows naman, ang common factor nitong 6x squared and negative 15x is 3x only. Okay, and then for the second row, we have that is 1. Okay, so nakuha na natin yung dalawang mga factors natin, common factors natin. From the top view muna, we have 2x minus 5. And for the left side of the box, we have naman 3x plus 1. Okay, so meron na tayong mga factors. Nakuha na natin ang factors ng equation. Now, we want to try or we want to solve for the value of x. To solve that, so doon muna tayo sa left side ng equation natin, 2x minus 5. We will let left side of the equation equals to 0. So let me write this one, negative 2x minus 5 equals 0. Okay, so to find the value of x, nag-add ako ng both sides sa 5 and then divide ko sa 2. And that will result to x equals to negative 5 over 2. For the right side of the equation, so we have 3x plus 1 equals 0. So, once again, the process is subtract negative 1 and then divide both sides by 3 naman. So that we have negative 1 over 3. And these are our solution, the negative 5 over 2 and negative 1/3. For us to check if our solutions are correct, if x is equal to negative 5 over 2, so let's change the value of x in the original equation. Kahit gamitin natin yung pinaka-original, dapat equals yan sa 15. So let's see kung equals nga sa 15 yan. Okay, so and yes, we have this equation. 15 is equal to 15 as we calculate the original equation. Okay, so and that's it. Now, if you want to check the negative 1 over 3, I'm sure na mag-equal yan dun sa original equation. That would be all. Okay, for the third example.